It's time to duel!
There won't be anyone ahead of me. I'll be the best, no one can stop me.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Stackz Gaming. We have a Katakuri deck profile. I mean, I think like 1 or 2 cards changed in ratio, not much, realistically. I do pretty well with it. I go X1, X2 with it, especially if I know I'm gonna going to first. I know what hand to look for. This deck kind of like gets you out of like the bad situations of going first. But let me just break it down. So, as we know, Katakuri's leader, 1 Dawn under him, he can swing 7, look at my life or my opponent's life. So, basic Big Mom stuff, we have our puddings. So, pudding can find any Big Mom pirate or find a Sanji card. The only card that can find a Sanji card, by the way. Then we have our Big Mom pirate blocker. Sprule, she's a trigger, and then play for free, small little body. Then we have our Parasparrow, our second searcher. So when this dies on the field, basically you can look at the top 3 for a Big Mom pirate card. Then our new free trigger, Kikinojo. Kikinojo, if your opponent has 3 or less life, play this card. And if this card dies and your opponent has 3 or less life, gain a life. So the conditions are opponent must have 3 or less life, and it's a pretty busted card. Has no synergy with the deck whatsoever. It's just we get tired of ditching cards with yellow to play bodies. It's basically why it's in here. Speaking of ditching cards, here's Sanji blocker. Basically trigger, ditch a card, play this card from life. Sanji blocker, pretty explanatory. I went back to playing Cracker, just because it's been really fun playing it at 2. I never saw it when I played at 3 or 4, but at 2 it's been a lot of fun. Basically, if I have less life than my opponent, he gains double attack and 1000 power. So for 1 Dawn, he's like 7k power and double attack, so it's pretty nice. So you put 3 Dawn on him, is a 9k swing. Pretty ridiculous. And then, not part of the Big Mom Pirate, Gadatsu, Sky Island. Destroy something of your opponent's life, basically. So if you need to slow play them, you play a lot of 3s and 4 drops, you can basically just pop the field, slow play them, depending on what your hand's looking like, and if you need to control the board more because you know they're not going to swing early game. And then we get back, you know, trying to get synergistic. Our 7 cost Big Mom from the starter deck. On play, my opponent chooses to trash a life or give me a life. I don't think she's gonna be going anywhere. Not until set 8 when Blackbeard comes around. On play abilities, I think he's gonna put yellow in check for a while. But I have another deck to counteract that and some of the meta, so that'll be coming later at the end of this year. Then we have our on play Big Mom. I add a life, my opponent trashes a life. Love this card. Hopefully it never gets banned. And then a new card that just came out, Ace. On play, add a life, and then if I have 2 or less life, he gains Rush. He's a 10-10, so I mean, if you need Rush, cool. If not, you just heal for free. And then after we get into all the big bodies and like, you know, some of the triggers, now we're gonna get into our 2Ks. 1, just because it's 2K, it's a Big Mom. Then we have our other Big Mom Pirate here. We don't use its ability. You ditch a trigger to destroy at 2 or less. It's just a searchable 2K. Our favorite 2K to have in life is going to be the beige. And then the one that we want to set up to our second to last life is a Frankie. Frankie is triggered, draw a card, play this card. It's just, it fixes itself. Still. Alright, so then our zero cost events, because we play a lot of blanks, we'll ditch a card, gain 3,000, or if this is my last life, ditch a card, gain a life. 2 million volts. I was playing it at 2, didn't care for it. 1, it's really good. I find it in my life. What allows you to get extra life, like the trigger, but it can rest at 4 costs if you're at 1 or less life, gain 3,000 power. But the thing that kind of makes the deck, I think, a lot easier to use your leader's ability to just focus on your opponent's life is this card. So everybody wants to go second. If you're forced to go first, you have this. You can swing 7, use leader's ability, look at your opponent's life. Set up 2, have them swing. This basically is a 4K power. Look at all your life, rearrange it, and then you get a just use your leads ability for your opponent, because this sets up your whole entire game. And then if this happens to be in life, the trigger is not bad, but if you want to put a trigger in your hand from life, this allows you to do it. So you basically, the trigger is you take a life that's top or bottom, and then you add a card from your hand to the top of your life. So basically, you get to you can put your own beige in there to stop an extra attack if you have beige in hand. So the trigger's pretty nice, and setting up your life. This came out of the starter deck 13 of the brothers, but I think that's the only thing that's kind of like keeping this deck competitive when it's forced to go first. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are. Like, comment, subscribe.